This is 911. What's your emergency? The operator's voice crackled through the line. There's a suspicious teenager in our neighborhood refusing to obey instructions and displaying aggressive behavior, said the HOA president 20 minutes later. I stood paralyzed, observing in terror as police officers swarmed my deaf 13-year-old son on our own sidewalk, all because he couldn't hear someone yelling at him. What these people didn't know was that I'm not just any mom. I'm a former civil rights lawyer, and they simply picked the wrong family. How a routine afternoon stroll evolved into a $1.2 million verdict that rewrote disability law throughout the state. I'd retired from the practice of law to raise my child. But sometimes injustice calls you back to the battle, rousing dormant parts of you. I am Sarah Mitchell, now Laura Bennett. It was 5 years ago that I walked away from my position as a senior partner at Donaldson & Blake. Now Thomson Verrett, a leading civil rights firm in the state. I'd fought 15 years for others' rights, but when my husband David, now James, passed away unexpectedly from an untreated heart problem, our son Ethan, now Noah, born totally deaf, needed me more than any courtroom did. The irony was not lost on me. I'd fought for disability rights only to understand their daily burden to raise Noah alone. He's my world-kind tech-savvy, with a kindness all his own in spite of what happened. He has James's keen eyes and mind, but a gentleness all his own, diagnosed with severe hearing loss at birth. James, an accessibility software engineer, dedicated to accessibility tech, invested himself in tools to enable Noah to navigate a hearing world. We use sign language, which Noah learned to use by 3. With breathtaking fluency, his smartphone connects to innovative visual aids, interpreting sounds into signals, allowing him to see his world in ways most don't understand. James constructed some of that tech prior to him passing his last present. I'll never forget Noah's testing, the prototype signing. Dad made the world speak my way. 3 months later, James was gone after 2 years, sinking in grief in our former neighborhood, every corner echoing him. I relocated us to Parkview Estates, now Cedar Ridge, 3 years ago, a spotless suburb with good schools and near Noah's hearing clinic. Tree-lined streets ideal for walks, neighbors waving. While we unpacked, I had thought that we'd achieve peace. I never counted on Barbara Winters now. Eleanor Grayson, Cedar Ridge's HOA president, for 15 years, a self-described sentinel of order, at 62 with silver locks, to perfection, and in perpetually starched business clothing. Eleanor, a former real estate developer turned full-time HOA operative, ruled the HOA as her fiefdom. Monthly community center meetings were her throne room. Sign on to her or incur quiet rage. Most humored her bylaw obsession after property values skyrocketed during her rule. A place she'd descend to each conversation. Trouble began our first week. Eleanor came bearing a 22-page HOA packet. Yellow highlighted regulations she figured we'd violate when Noah failed to respond to her school questions. She leaned in, yelling loudly, as if shouting would cure deafness. "He's deaf," I said, signing to him. "He can't hear but can lipper if you turn him around and talk normally." Her smile constricted, eyes flickering alarm. "Well, that's inconvenient. We have noise regulations, but I guess that's not your problem." She laughed. I tried to smile, feeling Noah tense up as he read her lips. Later he signed, "Why'd she speak to me like I'm damaged?" I clarified some people don't understand that disability isn't a defect, but a different perspective. What I didn't realize then, was discovered later in legal discovery, was that Eleanor requested an emergency board meeting after visit minutes revealed discussions of property value influence from special needs residents with Jensen. Now Carter proposing monitoring to catch violations to push us out. In spite of this, we flourished. Noah excelled in his school's deaf program, befriended Emma and Tyler Johnson. Now Lily and Owen Parker next door, who learned sign eagerly. Their mom, Susan, now Rachel, a pediatric nurse, became my rock. Mr. Chin, now Mr. Lee, a retired teacher across the street, with a deaf cousin, began a sign language club. Saturday mornings in his sunny living room, a haven where Noah belonged, but Eleanor with allies, Gerald Hoffman, now Leonard Brooks, the treasurer, and Patricia Vaughn, now Margaret Evans, the violation chronicler, kept us at arm's length, watching, whispering, snapping pics. Noah's basketball once hit Eleanor's hydrangeas. She billed us $300 for landscape remediation. She left notes about our unapproved accessibility ramp. ADA protected, saying, "You can't change things for special needs if we made exceptions." This be a carnival, I tried bridges, invited her to Noah's deaf awareness. Piano recital, provided a sign seminar. She refused, smile thinning. She'd been mobilizing her crew and secret worried citizens. Meetings, warning ramps to group homes, her discovery docs. It came to a head one sunny October Tuesday, Noah at Lily's doing a science project. Texted at 4:30, he was walking home 3 blocks. He'd done 100 times his noise-canceling headphones, connected to his visual alert system, converted sounds into phone notifications. Counterintuitive but essential, unknown to me. Eleanor had fought with the city that morning over an accessibility ordinance that costs HOA fees, seething. She saw Noah walking past her house. "Hey, stop!" she shouted. Noah's eyes on a text didn't notice his device beeped movement. He looked up, smiled graciously as I instructed, and continued walking. "You think this is amusing? Stop or face the consequences," she screamed. Mr. Lee came out. "Eleanor, he's deaf, he can't hear. I know his disability," she snarled. "His mom uses it as an excuse. It's selective hearing. I've seen him speak up when he wants." Mr. Lee widened. "That's not the way it goes. Enough of your talk." "Lee, I'm keeping standards," she bit down, dialing 911. Mr. Lee called me, though. Eleanor was already on suspicious youth, disobeying orders, aggressive. I was sorting pro bono files when Mr. LaCall came through. Eleanor calling police on Noah, says he's defiant. I tossed everything, running out. No jacket, just phone and keys. Mind racing with headlines of death, police tragedy circling Maple Street. I saw it. Noah, gray shirt pulled, face white with fear, flanked by Officer Davis. Now Officer Hayes, firm and commanding, and Eleanor, arms crossed, scowling. "That's my son," I bellowed. "He's deaf. He can't hear you." Hayes's hand jerked toward his gun, then relaxed. "Ma'am, back off, please. He's deaf, not disobedient." I signed to Noah. "It's okay, I'm here." "He's police, you're okay." Relief spread across his face. He signed. "Why they stop me?" Hayes, "Call on a team. Refusing orders, acting strange." "He's deaf-born, so he said," standing next to him. He signs. Eleanor flinched. He ignored me. Glanced at me, grinned sarcastically. Kept on walking when I ordered him to stop, since he can't hear. I yelled. He grinned to be polite. "Hayes spun you. You knew he was deaf? Nobody uses that excuse. He shouldn't be walked alone if he can't answer." "It's a matter of safety." Gas rippled. Hayes blinked. "You dialed 911 over a deaf kid not responding. He's a liability. What if he stepped into traffic, so you made an emergency calling?" "Armed officers." I fired back on Officer Reynolds now. Officer Patel walked up to witnesses, affirmed he's deaf, just walking home. Not Eleanor's first complaint with them. A black SUV pulled up. Chief Garcia, now Chief Alvarez, exited. Officer Patel. "This is Laura Bennett and her son Noah, a misunderstanding." As Bennett, Alvarez said, "We met at the disability workshop. You talked on deaf police communication." I nodded in shock. "I began your protocols, not quick enough." To Eleanor sternly. "Ms. Grayson, 8th unsubstantiated call in a year. All unsubstantiated. This ends now. I'm HOA president. It's my job not to waste money or put kids in danger." He cut into me, signing an apology to Noah. "We'll repair this." Eleanor fell down as Rachel called, "Hoa fees. Pay harassing kids." "I'm guarding values." She snatched from what disabled children. I questioned. "He shouldn't walk by himself if he can't speak normally. It's a liability," she told me. Stripping away pretenses, guests repeated. "Mr. Peterson now." Mr. Reynolds, a judge retired, rose to the occasion. "That's textbook ADA and fair housing infraction. I'll arrange for legal assistance." Laura, that evening I excavated old law tomes. HUA bylaws indicated 80% of infractions fell on disabled, elderly, or minority households. I phoned Jessica Winters, now Megan Harper, a disability law ace by morning. We had a plan by afternoon. We sued Eleanor in Cedar Ridge. HOA discovery revealed a Goldmine ex-residence harassment stories board, minutes scheming standards to remove undesirables. Eleanor's email: "If we let this ramp next, it's a hospital. Values will plummet." Police log revealed 7 previous frivolous calls, targeting minorities, elderly. A private Pile Cedar Ridge, sparkling Facebook group contained photos of Noah with vomits plans to obstruct disability mods. Trial hit 9 months later. Courthouse swarmed with press. Deaf advocates affected families. Eleanor and Navy and Pearls pretended innocence. Her lawyer, Maxwell Harrington, now Charles Benton, spun her as a safety crusader officer. Hayes testified she claimed defiance, not safety. Body cam demonstrated her hostility. Noah's fear, Noah 14, testified signing, "I felt I didn't belong like. Being deaf made me dangerous." Megan asked why'd she call. She thought broken people should hide. I'm not broken. Just various tears fell. Jurors changed. Rachel Mr. Lee. Former residents buried her safety claim. Eleanor's cross-examination revealed her bias. Disability events, everyone's invited, no interpreters, required silence. Condemned her jury decided $1.2, $2,750,000, compensatory $250,000 punitive from HOA, $200,000 from Eleanor Judge Washington. Now Judge Monroe added statewide HOA disability training, a 5-year monitor, a Cedar Ridge Inclusion Committee referring Eleanor for false reporting charges. She fled, resigned by email, her house sold within days. Noah's law required anti-discrimination training, excluding retaliation. Rachel pioneered the HOA first meeting in ASL. Noah gave speeches at schools. Chief Alvarez's signed apology gained viral. The Ramirez now. Lopez family relocated in wheelchair. Mods approved pre-air request. I encountered Eleanor once at a store she avoided. Looking at me. Noah signed post-verdict, not only for me, for the next deaf kid. Justice wasn't cash. It was change.